Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so when I'm working with clients to heal their relationship with food, to heal their relationship from diet mentality, chronic dieting, restriction, or an eating disorder, something I hear a lot is from my clients, they say something like, I just don't see how this is going to work. I obviously I know where I want to be, but I don't understand how I'm going to get from where I am now to where I want to be. What does that look like? What are the steps? And that can often leave them feeling directionless. Like they just don't have a direction ahead of them that they know what it's going to look like. And this journey takes so much trust and blind faith to begin with that not having any sense of this direction or this path that lies ahead of you can leave you feeling even more scared or confused, or can probably leave you feeling super frozen and can keep many people from even starting. P.S. If you're here, please say hi. Let me know that you're here. And at any time that I'm talking, let me know if something that I say resonates or if you have a question for me as I'm talking. So today, what I want to do is I want to help literally illustrate this path, illustrate this journey of recovery. And to do so, I've broken it down into kind of the three main phases. Now, what I'm talking about today is recovery from any degree of energy deficit. So this does not have to be recovery from clinically diagnosed anorexia or an eating disorder. This can absolutely, in much of the work I do, be recovery from hypothalamic amenorrhea to get your period back. It can be recovery from any history of chronic dieting, yo-yo dieting, any history where your body has been restricted or have been living in a place of restriction for a certain period of time. So all of this that I'm going to talk about today accounts for all of these situations. Now, of course, also to say that today I'm outlining the road of recovery. However, everyone's road is still going to be very, very unique, okay? Everyone's road is going to have its own length to it. It's going to have its own twists, its own turns, its own plot twists, its own forks in the roads. So know that your journey is still going to be your own. Today, I'm simply giving a general outline, a general path to help you more clearly see what's ahead of you, to help you more clearly maybe see where on this journey you are, where on the road you are, what's ahead, and why you have to do this part of the journey to get to that next part. Okay? So, to help you out, I made a lovely diagram. Yes, I'm aware that I need to get a whiteboard, but also arts and crafts. Guys, arts and crafts. It's a good thing. Okay, so here's the journey, okay? Here's the laid out system. Phases of recovery. We start over here. So phase number 1, getting out of energy debt. This is the first phase of the journey that you have to go through. So the purpose of this first phase is to let your body come out of a place of scarcity. The purpose is to let your body come out of a belief of famine. Now, this is the phase, this is the land of conscious or mechanical eating. So in my coaching program, the Free to Eat formula, and the work I do with clients, I talk a lot about conscious eating or mechanical eating. And we're going to be talking about intuitive eating in a second, so know that this is not intuitive eating that I'm talking about. So what does this phase of the journey include? This phase of the journey is going to include probably eating more, plain and simple. It's going to include eating more than what you've been previously eating. It is probably going to include, for most, weight restoration, body changes, weight gain. It is going to include the work of decreasing restriction. And something else I talk with my clients is that restriction comes from two places, physical and mental. So in this phase of your journey, you have the work of decreasing restriction from both physical and the mental. This is also the phase where probably increased hunger is going to happen. For some, maybe even extreme hunger, as it's often called, or consistent hunger, this feeling of not ever feeling satisfied or being very, very hungry. That's going to live here in this first phase. This is also the phase of steps. So I talk a lot about steps. And so this is going to be the phase where you challenge your fear foods and your food rules one at a time, or in certain specific types of steps that work with you. Steps to decrease your behaviors, either in time or frequency or intensity. And again, we work through steps to do that. This is also the phase of exposure. So exposing yourself to things that you have felt afraid of. So all of these things live within this first phase, and these are all the things that you're going to be working on in this first phase. And so this also means that this first phase of this journey, of course, is going to have a lot of discomfort. It's going to have a lot of opposite action, which is going to be uncomfortable. It's going to have a lot of trial and error, and it's going to have a lot of uncertainty as you navigate your questions that you are posing in yourself. Then we move on to phase number 2. So we have to get through this phase to get to the next phase of the journey if we're moving along. And so here you probably can't see, but I've written, weight gain is made, restrictions are down, but still really uncomfortable. So this phase is what I call the reconfiguring stage. And essentially, the purpose of this stage, number 2, is time to give body time to repair all the inner workings in your body. So last week I came on and talked about overshoot. This is what I'm talking about. It is also the time where your body needs to trust. So it's giving your body time to trust that you are not going to be going back into this land. And that's why this area can feel uncomfortable. This is also the phase where we need your brain to catch up to your body. So your body is going to go through changes before your brain goes through those same types of changes, which can be an extremely uncomfortable place to be, because your body has changed, but you may still have some of those beliefs and thought patterns that you had in this phase. So this phase takes a lot of trust because you need to stay there, knowing that this is now the phase you're in. You stepped out of this phase, you are now here, but you need to stay there. Why do you need to stay there? So that you can move on. We're moving to phase 3. So the third phase of this journey is the phase of finding your set point weight, letting your body settle to its set point weight. And as you see in this diagram, that's only going to happen if you move through these 2 stages and stay in this center stage. So this third stage is the stage, my friends, of intuitive eating. This is the stage where you get to, and you naturally will, fall into all those other things that you're probably hearing on social media and in the world about intuitive eating. And so what does this mean? This means that when you get to this stage, this is when your hunger cues come back. Real, natural, clear, aligned hunger cues. This is the stage where no foods have a bad title to it, where foods don't get labeled as good or bad because they're all allowed when you want them. This is the phase where those treats, quote unquote, just become a normal way of your eating. This is also the phase where you can actually feel satisfied, where you really clearly know when your body has had enough. And you can really clearly hear when there's also a craving. This is when you hear when your body says no. I don't actually want that. Or yes, I do want more. This is also the phase where movement, physical activity, and exercise can be done safely, but they're also done in alignment with you and your body and your needs and your values. That is the third stage. So when my clients come to me and they say, I just don't understand how I'm going to get to that place that I hear about and that I know I want, but it seems so far off because I don't understand the steps to get there. I hope you can have some kind of visual like this in your head. These are the steps. This is the journey. It is getting through this stage to then move into this stage, trusting yourself to stay there, to then be able to move into this third stage. Now, of course, I drew a straight line, my friends, but really, the road of recovery is going to look more like all over the place, ups and downs, because recovery is not linear, like I made this beautiful diagram, but it's to illustrate. So now the other thing is that all three of these stages take, what do you think I'm going to say? They take trust, and they take different sensations of trust, different kinds of trust. They take different sets of inner work. And that's why working with someone through these stages can help you navigate that type of inner work that is needed to get through each stage, to then move on to the next stage, because they're all very unique. They're all very unique. So I want you to ask yourself, where are you on this journey, on this road journey? If we were to say, 1 to 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and make little notches here, what number would you give yourself? I want you to also ask, what is the place that maybe in your past experience you've kept reverting to or kept going back to, or what's the place that you have stayed stuck? And then I want you to ask, what do you think you need to help yourself move to the next notch, or to stay where you are, or to move forward? What do you think you need to keep moving on this road, to keep moving on this journey? So I hope this helps give a sense of direction. As my clients have said, I don't get the direction. I hope this has given you just a sense of direction of what this journey is and what it needs and what it entails, and also where you are on the journey. I would love to hear any thoughts that you have about this. If you want to share the number that you came up with for where you are in the comments, I would love to see. Or if you have any questions for me about what I've said today, please send me a message or in the comments. And know that you can book a call with me at any time if you want to talk about where you are in this journey, or why you are stuck, or what's keeping you stuck. My call is available to you. Send me a message or an email at any time. Okay, my friends, hope this helped. Can't wait to talk to you again soon. Bye.